I'm Superman.
All right, I'll be Wonder Woman.
You got it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Digital Cortex, episode 32. Yeah.
So what's up, man?
We're a day early, but that's because life's busy as fuck.
Yep, we got to do it when we got to do it.
You know, it's just gonna happen.
Yeah, this is a nice bottle of spice rum.
It actually is. This is a Members Mark bottle of spiced rum. It says Members Mark spiced rum.
Wait. How much have you had so far? You just went. Bum, 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 bum.
Never ask a lady how much she's had. No, I haven't had any though. This is Caribbean rum made with spice and other natural flavors and caramel color.
Let's do it.
Do you do caramel or caramel?
I do caramel.
Caramel.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes I'll
This
say
is silent A.
Sometimes I'll say caramel. I just felt like
Caramel.
it's so long to say. It's caramel. Caramel. It's like one syllable. Caramel. It's two syllables. Caramel. What? Caramel. It's three syllables. I guess I shortened it.
Yeah.
It's like Caribbean and Caribbean. Which one do you say?
Caribbean.
You say Caribbean.
Yeah, I think I do Caribbean.
But you don't say Pirates of the Caribbean.
Maybe I do say Caribbean. I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, everyone says Pirates of the Caribbean. Because that's what they say in the, trailer and stuff.
Yeah.
But you could say Pirates of the Caribbean.
I guess you could say.
Maybe other countries do.
Caribbean.
Yeah.
Well, regardless of how it's pronounced, this rum is made with Caribbean sugar cane to produce a sweet rum where each sip is accompanied with tastes of vanilla, clove, and cinnamon spices. Spices.
This is your average spice rum, basically, right?
Yeah, I think so. This is the.
What is the proof?
It's proofed, all right. At 70.
70 proof, okay.
That gives you 35% alcohol volume. In case anyone didn't know, the alcohol volume multiplied by 2 is the proof number.
Yeah. I wonder why they do that. I know that's the fact, but I never knew why.
I don't know how that works out either. Wait, we do know, because we read it that one time.
Did we?
Remember? Yeah, we did.
I don't remember.
But fuck if I remember what we talked about. That shot glass just flew at me.
I tried to slide it.
Super speed.
This is not really a
No, we need a better table.
sliding surface, but it worked.
Yeah. It was actually a table that my old employer gave me for working from home. When I told them I didn't have a desk table.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And they're like, well, here's a fold-up, pop-up table for you.
That's funny.
And it's the smallest one. I didn't even know they made them this size.
Oh, the pandemic.
I love the pandemic.
Did you like the beginning of it?
I was excited for it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I think about it now, and it was like, it felt like we were on summer vacation. You know that feeling when you like summer vacation starts and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do so much.
Look, so in the old job, they sent us home and they like shut down our segment of work, right?
Yeah.
So there was a point where they were like having us do like phone calls and stuff.
Yeah.
And I had like an anxiety attack on that because like I left the other departments
Yeah.
to not be on the phones.
Yeah,
so
weird.
they took me off the phones and they gave me like busy work.
Yeah.
And so that busy work was like so simplistic and easy that like I got it done so quickly that they said, okay, we'll just read up on procedures. And I was like, okay. I took that as, let me put my mouse on a clock. And so my mouse jiggled.
Yeah, the mouse jiggling.
So the
apps
mouse
and
jiggled.
stuff that people use.
Yeah. And then my mouse jiggled and I would just play Call of Duty Mobile like all day. Wake up, I'd roll over to the computer, I'd start it up, I'd wiggle a mouse. And then eventually when they did give me like steady work, I was like, well, let me do like at least 3 or 4 cases.
Yeah.
And then I would do the 3 or 4 cases like time for a 30-minute break, and I would do more Call of Duty.
Hey, so some people are still living that life, dude. Because there's still people that have never went back to the office. They've never had to go back in for whatever reason, whatever
It was
their
nice
job is.
until they made us go back to the office and made us start doing actual work, and then I realized I didn't like that work at all. Like, it went from like tolerable to intolerable in a matter of like months.
Yeah, there was some kind of hangover for sure. It was weird. There was a lot of just a lot of change in such a short amount of time that we had to like absorb, you know. Like I think we were talking about this before, but there's people don't realize like we're still like nothing is ever going to be the same. Like there was time before the pandemic, before 2020, and then 2020 happened, 2021, and then now we have life after, and everyone's acting like it's all the same as before, but it's not. The world has changed. Everything is different. It's slightly, even if it's just a little bit different, it's different. Like this whole mobile app ordering of food exploded. You know, like every single restaurant. I feel like
whenever we used to go out, right? We used to go out. We used to go to like food festivals and all that bullshit. And now it's like we don't even go out to restaurants. When we like, oh, I want Chinese food, let's order it. I'm thinking about, I want pizza, let's order it.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm not talking like, she doesn't do like Papa John's, Domino's, pizza. She likes like the pizza places.
Well, every single restaurant has some kind of ordering, either on their website or through the apps.
Yeah, with Grubhub and DoorDash and what's the other, Uber Eats.
Yeah,
all them things
makes it easier, but it's also
so easy. You know which one I forgot about? Like the original Postmates.
They're still around, right?
Yeah, I guess so, but I've never used them anymore.
Yeah.
I don't hear about them. I don't see them on the pictures.
There was kind of like more advertising than now. It's kind of died down, but it seems like Uber Eats and DoorDash, I think,
are the top ones right now.
But Postmates, I want to feel like it was like one of the original ones, like the OGs, right?
Yeah, it was Grubhub did it first, but see, back in the day, like when I lived in San Francisco, we did Grubhub. Like I saw the advertisements for Grubhub on like the buses and shit. And so I started looking it up, and they did it differently. You didn't, from my understanding of it at the time, there wasn't Grubhub employees who delivered your food. A restaurant signed up on the Grubhub website
to deliver.
And Grubhub would help them process the order. So it was a restaurant that already did delivery, and they were just using Grubhub as a way to reach people.
Which is a very simplified model.
It was really easy. And so Grubhub probably was like really good at making that money because they're like, well, we'll charge you a small service fee.
Yeah.
And you put your menu on our website. You decide your hours of when you want to activate our service, and we get the orders for you.
And we're reaching X amount of customers. So you're going to
set your radius, all that bullshit. I'm sure it was like easy money for them.
Well, I'm saying by you using our service, you reach this amount of customers that are using our app right now. So it appealed to them because people could find them now.
Right, exactly. And that's what I did. I would start searching like sushi and places and stuff like that, and then I would just be ordering fucking massive amounts of sushi in the middle of the night.
You'd be Grubhubbing sushi?
Hell yeah, man! I was an OG Grubhubber.
It's such a funny thing though.
We would do that because, like, in the dorm, if we wanted to go out, we'd go to the cafes for the school and shit.
Yeah.
But we'd also go to Subway a lot. So that was like primarily it.
Was there late night spots for sushi that stayed open late?
There were places that would like Grubhub up till like about 2 a.m. or something.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I know. I mean, that's the benefits of living like smack down in the middle of a city.
Yeah, being in San Francisco with all the good sushi around there.
I remember like walking home like drunk, smelling like cigarettes, coming from like concerts and shit, and it's always uphill.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't matter which way you go. You're going back, coming from, leaving to, you're always walking
Somehow you're always
uphill.
going down. You're never going down.
You're never going downhill. And then when you're finally at the top of the hill, you're like, finally a downhill. And then you get to the bottom of the downhill, which is so short compared to how much you walked uphill.
Yeah.
And you're just like in another uphill. And it's like, oh.
Did you ever see people riding a bike uphill?
Dude, people will ride the bike naked all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, for real though. Because
That
like
was just
San
a thing?
Francisco is one of those cities that's a
Very
nude city.
liberal. Yeah.
So you can walk around nude as
It
long
was
as you
just a
don't
thing.
play with your genitals.
As long as you act normal.
Yeah. Just
Don't
act
make
normal.
it a sexual thing.
Right.
Don't be jacking off in front of everybody.
And there's like, I don't know where these guys meet up or some like forum or something, but there would be people who on bikes and they would like bicycle nude in like mass amounts and they would take over the streets and shit.
I feel like that's dangerous, man.
I remember this one time, this guy, he had a bunch of fucking beers with him and he just threw a Bud Light at me and my friend.
Naked?
Yeah.
He was naked and he's throwing beers at people.
While riding a bicycle.
Jeez.
I know. What a fucking time to be alive. It was great back then.
I know, but like the seat and everything, like.
That's what I kept saying. I was like, ew.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not down with that.
I'm not down with that either.
Yeah, seems
Like, I wouldn't do it, but if you're going to throw me a beer, I will catch it.
Oh, so it wasn't aggressive. He was actually like.
He was like, yeah, I have a beer. He wasn't just
Oh,
like, let me
okay.
belt you with a can of Bud Light. Blue to the skull. No.
That's what. Yeah, that's what I pictured. I thought he was. I thought he was sniping people
No, I
with
mean,
these cans.
the people who did it, they weren't doing anything like out
Aggressive.
of like aggressive. You know,
Okay.
they were like, let's go ride our bikes in the nude.
So wait, when you're seeing people walk around, are they walking in groups or just random people by themselves?
A little bit of both.
It's got to be like 90% dudes, right? Walking around naked.
No.
There would
Well,
be, come on. I mean,
I guess
not
there's
lot
a
of
majority of men,
chicks.
but
yeah, this is a dude.
there
thing.
definitely were chicks.
Was
So
that-
I would
was
say
that-
it was 90% men. Maybe take it down to like 60 or 70%.
Really?
Yeah.
You think maybe 60? There was a lot of chicks.
Especially depending what part of San Francisco you were in.
These are hippie chicks, obviously, right? They got dreads
The majority,
and stuff.
yeah.
They got some kind of thing going on,
Mm-hmm.
right?
It just depended what you were doing too.
Was it a treat? You're like, oh, look, it's a chick walking by.
I don't know. Sometimes,
Or you just
but
got used to it.
you
You're
just
just like,
get used to it.
whatever.
You don't tend to like notice people.
And-
I mean, back then, like iPods were really big. You know, you had your
Yeah.
music collection. You just kind of like mind your own business.
Dude, have you seen the videos of like San Francisco and like Oakland and like people just smashing windows
No,
and
they
stealing
rioting?
stuff? Yeah, they're just apparently in San Francisco, they're just smashing windows and stealing, and the cops don't come. It's not even a thing. You can't call them. They won't come. So they're just allowed to do this. So like this guy walked down the street and showed every single car down the street with a smashed window.
Well, I know that the in San Francisco, that Bay Area, smashed car windows is a very big thing.
Yeah.
Like,
But it got, I guess, apparently worse over the pandemic because of the whole
oh no, I believe it.
California thing of like, unless you steal over $900 of items, you can't even call them. Like, so,
Yeah, the smash and grabs, like, it's really bad. Like, people would just leave their cars open to, like, at least so people could see, like, bro, I ain't got nothing to steal in here.
Yeah, that's
Don't
what they're
break my window.
They're doing that. They have the doors open, and then they're even putting signs like, "There's nothing in the car." That
Have
can
you
take.
seen?
Don't break my window, please.
Mark Rober?
Who's that?
He's a YouTuber. He's like a ex NASA engineer, and he does like one YouTube video a month, maybe more now. But
Yeah.
he would do like some crazy ass shit. Like he does like the world's biggest, elephant toothpaste thing, and he was upset that like somebody stole fucking packages off his porch and stuff. So he decided to like make a fake
elephant
package
toothpaste, I know what you're
with like
talking
a glitter bomb inside.
Yeah.
So he actually decided to try to glitter bomb some of these smash and grab people.
Yeah.
And he learned a couple of different things about like their techniques and what they do and who they are, and trace them around. So a pretty interesting video. I don't remember what it's called, but I can look it up, and then you can look it up on your own time or some shit. But the YouTuber is Mark Rober, and let's see. The smash and grab video is called Car thieves versus the final glitter bomb 5.0.
Yeah, what would you do if your car just constantly was getting their window broken, like the driver side broken? Boom.
I don't know. The thing is, like, I also did not drive in San Francisco. I had a car at the time, but I left it home because the public transportation system is just like on point.
Yeah. You
So
get
there was
everywhere you
really
need to.
Yeah, and like if you're trying to like park your car, like the dorms didn't offer parking, so you're gonna have to find street parking. You can't park in the street. There's a lot of different rules and stuff. Or you're trying to find like a garage to leave the car in.
Yeah.
And back in the day too, these weren't as popular everywhere, but when I was going to school, they were pretty like mind-blown concept of zip cars. Like, you've heard of zip cars, I'm sure. No? So they're more popular now in the major cities, but back then I think they were actually starting in San Francisco area. But the idea is that you have an app, you make a reservation for a zip car, you walk up to wherever the zip car is, and they're just in random parking lots across the city. And you unlock the car, and the keys are like attached there, and you just grab the keys and you can just take the car and go.
So it's like the the car version of the bikes.
Of bike rentals, yes.
Yeah.
You take the car and then you drop it off at a zip car area, and then there you go, you rent the car. And we did that a couple times.
And then you leave it there for the next person that's going to use it.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a smart, economical idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I have a license. It doesn't make any sense to have a car in the city, but I need to get a car, and renting a car is expensive.
And I just need to go here, and that's it. And
nowadays, they've got Airbnb of cars and stuff like Toro and things like that.
Yeah.
But Zipcar was like, I think they were the only person doing that type of concept.
Are they still
at
around?
the time.
Are they still doing
I
that?
believe they are still around. But I think you see them more in big
cities,
more condensed cities.
Yeah.
Like probably in like New York or like I said, San Francisco and other similar cities.
Yeah. I was just thinking about the windows thing. Like I try to get like some bulletproof windows or something. Like next time they come, they're just hacking away at my window and they can't break it.
Yeah,
That'd be funny.
They showed in that video too. Is like they have like special gloves and stuff, so that they just fucking tap the windows. They don't even have to hit it.
Yeah, well, have you ever seen those glass breaking tools?
Mm-hmm.
Like in case you're stuck in your car or something,
right?
And it's basically like a little point. It's like the smallest point, and you just touch the glass and it just goes. And, I mean, you don't even have to slap it really, but I mean, if it's bulletproof, it shouldn't break, right? Even with those tools. So
you would hope. But also, what happens if you do end up in that situation where it's like, fuck, I need to get out of this car and I need to break a window, but my window is bulletproof?
Yeah, but how many people are actually using that tool to get out of their drowning car or something?
I don't know. Enough people who drive by lakes and shit.
Nobody's ever. I bet you there's a guy drowning. He's like, "Where is it?" He's looking around the stupid car for his stupid tool. I think we have
one of those stupid tools in the car.
Because it's I've seen them.
I feel like everybody does. Like you just end up with one of those things. Like, this can cut seatbelts and break windows. And
yeah. It cuts the seatbelt.
It's got a flashlight.
Yeah, it's like the multi-tool thing where you can. But nobody ever really needs to use it. I mean, unless you get your car flipped or something you're trying to get out or something.
True.
But, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Somebody might help you anyways and kick the window in. But.
Not if it's bulletproof.
No, they're not doing that.
No.
They're like, I can't break it. And you're like, I know.
It's bulletproof. There's too many car thefts in the city.
Damn city. Damn you.
All right, I think this is marinated in this aerated for long
That's
enough.
right. People don't really do that, right? They don't aerate liquor.
I don't think
wine.
you need to.
This doesn't make it better, right?
I don't know.
What if you put in those decanters or whatever?
I put liquor in decanters because I think it's.
Doesn't
fancy.
it make it better?
I don't fucking know.
I
It's
thought
just
it
a glass
did.
bottle. It's just.
But
different.
I thought it aerates it or something.
A decanter?
Yeah, because you have it. You're opening it and you can leave it open.
I guess.
I don't know. I figured it was some kind of function, but I don't know.
You know what? I've never been like a liquor connoisseur, so there probably is something like that. Maybe there's a special way to like drink this with like your pinky pointed at 12 noon or something. I don't know.
I don't know about that.
All
let's do
right,
this.
cheers.
Spiced around.
That's wrong.
Not bad.
It's all right.
Not a lot of flavor.
No, I've had better spiced rum.
I feel like I took a shot of 91% alcohol.
Yeah, it was just like pure alcohol. I didn't get any of this. What they say? I think I tasted the vanilla.
Did you?
Yeah, I taste
I
vanilla.
just taste shit.
I don't feel like I got clove.
It's definitely warming my
Maybe
body.
there was a pinch of cinnamon, but there wasn't a lot.
You know, you've seen like those Pepto-Bismol commercials where like you drink the
I
Pepto-Bismol
fucking hate Pepto-Bismol.
and it's like pink and it shows the esophagus going down and it lines you. That's what I feel like it's doing right now. It's going down and it's just lining.
I kind of like that feeling when the heat of an alcohol, like the liquor, just like burns its way down to your body.
Really?
But I don't feel like this does that for me.
Oh yeah, I feel it going down. But I also been fasting today, so
Oh,
I think that's why I feel it more.
oh yeah, that shit'll just jump to you.
Yeah, it's gonna kick in
It's
soon.
gonna kick in.
Yeah,
for
even
sure.
that beer that I drank right now,
That's not even a real beer. It's Bud
it's
Light.
got some alcohol content in it.
I'm drinking the Joy Bus Wow Wheat
That
from
seems
Four Peaks.
it seems like something from like that '70s show or something.
It looks like it. It looks like it. It's their take on like an orange wheat beer, and I like it. I'm actually grew on me. Four Peaks as a brewing company out here. Like it's a local Arizona brewery, and I never had anything of them before living out here, but it's everywhere, and everyone seems to be drinking it. And then so when you go to places, people's houses and stuff, like they
see
offer
Four
it to you,
Peaks.
and it's usually Kilt Lifter.
That they make Kilt Lifter.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was.
makes
I didn't know
Kilt
that was in
Lifter.
Arizona. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I knew they had the bar restaurant or whatever, right downtown.
they have a bar restaurant.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
they used to. I don't know if they still do.
They might still do. I mean, they're a local brewery. But yeah. So I did get like a variety pack of their stuff. Where are they from? Tempe. Brewed and packaged by Four Peaks Brewing Company, Tempe, Arizona. Malt beverage with natural flavors. Contains wheat. But yeah, they've grown on me. I've enjoyed the majority of their brews so far.
Yeah.
Not their pumpkin ones, but I've never been a big fan of pumpkin-based things anyway.
Yeah, pumpkin doesn't really have technically a lot of flavor.
They have a double pumpkin. I don't know, maybe next time you try that.
Double pumpkin? I think
I have it in the fridge.
one pumpkin's enough. I need double.
You need double to get the double pumpkin.
Don't they gotta add like cinnamon and stuff? That's why it tastes like cinnamon a lot of times. Is because it.
Oh, that's pumpkin spice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
Sorry,
different. That's
sorry.
different.
Sorry, pumpkin.
No,
lovers.
that's like the that's like the famous coffee pumpkin spice everything, you know?
That pumpkin bullshit.
That pumpkin bullshit season. Yeah, but no. I just don't care for that type of beer. Like chocolate beer, never been a big fan of.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter, can't get behind it. Don't like it.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been into breweries or beers, so I don't know. I just drink.
I used to drink a lot of different type of beers and be like a connoisseur of beer. And I would try like different things. Me and my buddy would like go to the store and we'd go to weird aisles and find the weird beers. Like there's this beer, it's like an English beer, I think, and I forget exactly what it's called. It was yellow and like a bee on it. But the interesting thing is it has this little aerating little ball inside of it that really makes it foam up.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yeah.
Now it's coming back to you.
And the idea is that, like, you know, some beers are in that part of the world, they enjoy a heavy head.
Okay.
And
Don't know what that means.
You don't know what a head is in a beer? No. The head is the foamy part.
Oh, okay.
So a heavy head is like a thick amount of foam.
Aren't you supposed to pour that out, the foamy part?
No, not necessarily.
You want to drink it?
You want to let some of it fall off, but you want head in there.
I thought.
Don't you like head?
Not in my beer.
No, but that's like a thing. It's like for example, a commercial version of it is a Stella Artois. When you pour a Stella Artois in its little what is that glass called? It's like a chassis goblet type looking glass.
Okay.
So when you pour the beer in there, you want to do it from a like the preferred way of pouring a Stella Artois. You want to do it from a tap, and you want it to run down the side of it, and you want the head to come off, and you want like a good like 1.5 to 2 inches of head, and then they do what's called cutting the head. And so when the foam is at the top and it's just over the glass, there's like a special little tool. It's like a stick, and you slide it across the glass to cut the top of the head off.
Yeah,
and you serve it like that. And that's how you're supposed to do it. So heads on beers is it's like a thing like people look at. They want that. Like they want to drink that. And you get a different feel of drinking the beer. Like I said, I used to be a little bit more of a connoisseur of beer. You ever had a Carlsbad?
No.
Carlsberg? I think it's Carlsberg. This was a really good beer, and it's from...
I just had a Carl's Jr.
Carlsberg. They have the fucking craziest commercials. It's Danish Pilsner. And it's actually pretty decent. But it's from Denmark. That's a pretty delish beer, too. You just go to Bevmo, man, and just be like...
I've been in there a bunch of times.
Tell them what you like and say, I want to try something that I've never heard of.
I just usually get what I know I want and then just don't stray too far from that. Because there's everything. It's just overwhelming. I mean, there's just like too much to look at. Like the wine and this like this and that and
just pick a section and go. Like if you want, I'll hold your hand through and we'll get
too much, man.
Interesting.
Get overwhelmed. I'm like, I don't want to look at all this. I don't know what to get.
We'll take the journey, man. It's fun times.
I just like to get drunk on the stuff I know. I don't want.
Well, you get the stuff you know, and then you also get something because you want that backup. If you don't like it, you'd be like, well, I don't want to feel like I wasted my time.
Oh, I'll drink it. I'll drink whatever it is, even if I don't like it. But
there was this one time we were in Denver. No, scratch that. We were in Dallas. And we stopped at a restaurant, and for the life of me, I cannot remember the fucking name of this beer, but it was some like weird Hawaiian fruit beer. And I kid you not, this was one of the most delicious beers ever. And it was a sweet beer, but it wasn't like too sweet where it's like, oh, I don't like this.
Yeah.
But it was good. And I can't remember the name of it. And I went to Bevmo to try to find it. They didn't have it. It was really sad to me. The only place I've ever had it was in Dallas. And I would love to have it again because it was delicious. It was just something like you don't even think you're drinking beer. It tasted so good, and I can't like find the words to describe exactly what it was, but it was some kind of like fruity concoction. It almost reminded me of like a cereal, but not in a bad way. Like a Fruit Loops or something, you know.
Dude, have you heard about the Borg?
The Borg, like from Star Trek?
There's a drink apparently everyone's doing now. Let me find the video, dude.
The Borg?
Yeah.
Drink. It's a
drink. It's a drink. Watch. I got this video.
Oh, so it is based off Star Trek. Blackout Rage Gallon.
No. That's not it. Hold on. Let me find it. Okay, here it is. Look, listen to this.
Every college kid is making this. It's called Borg. Let's make it and try it out. First step, we take a gallon of water and dump about half. I think that'll do just fine. Then we're going to fill it back up with vodka. Back when I was in college, we used like Fleshman's. This is going to get me absolutely
Why would you
trashed.
water down
I have some extra
vodka?
We're going to fill the rest up with. Hit it with your choice of liquid water enhancer. I'm using strawberry
What the
watermelon. I don't know
fudge?
how much I'm supposed to use, but I'm assuming a decent amount. Lastly, fill it up with 2 hydration packets. Put the cap on and give it a nice shake. The most important part, you have to name your Borg with using the word Borg in it. This is just off the top of my head. I named mine Borgen Wallen, and yes, I do have 5-year-old handwriting. Let's try out Borgen Wallen. You can't taste the alcohol. I now see why Borg stands for Blackout Rage Gallon, because this is a recipe for blacking out. Be sure to follow me for more drink recipes and reviews.
Blackout Rage Gallon.
Yeah, blackout rage.
It's a mixture of water, alcohol, sweet flavorings, and some hangover remedy like Liquid IV or Pedialyte. That sounds...
Apparently, when you mix water with vodka, you cannot taste. I mean, with the additional like flavoring, you can't taste it. So that's why it's so.
So when we were on
dangerous.
keto, we used to do something similar to that. We would order like vodka soda or something like that, something with no carbs in it, and we would add those like drop flavorings, the water flavorings.
Yeah, like you
like
did.
what are they called, Mios? And
Yeah.
yeah, so we would get a bunch of those, and at the time there was a lot of companies making different sugar-free variants of stuff. Like Kool-Aid made some. You know, there's a icy fruit punch.
Yeah,
one.
they're all making them now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's making.
I
them.
think the one you said first though, that was like kind of the first flavoring that I saw.
Yes, that's like the brand where you know what those things. It's like one of those like Oreos. You think of an Oreo, it's like that specific cookie, but it's just a sandwich cookie is the official like thing. What it is, it's like a chocolate sandwich cookie.
Fun fact: Oreos are vegan.
And fun fact, Oreos are not the original Oreo.
Yeah, there was another company. I think we talked about
Yeah,
this.
and they're still around. I've had them, and they taste chocolatier.
The original ones.
They sell them at
Would you say they're
Fry's.
better?
I want to, but that's the hipster in me.
Yeah, double stuffed Oreo. Though, come on.
There's
man.
nothing could beat like a good thick Oreo. I love them sandwich cookies.
I know.
Actually, my favorite Oreo is the golden ones with a lemon in it. You ever had the lemon filling?
I don't like getting all into the whole like strawberry
You gotta
shortcake.
open
and,
your
like,
palate, man.
It's getting crazy, man. I already tried like so many different kind, and the mint ones, and then this, and then that, and it's just like, what are we
Too
doing?
much for you.
What do we just get back to Oreos, dude? That's all we need is.
You're a purist,
I like just like the simple.
and there's
like,
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, straightforward meats and potatoes. Like, just give me that shit. You know, I don't need exotic. Like the Lay's potato chips when they started doing sriracha and like chicken and waffles and like, remember when they were doing all that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's just what are we doing here? Just give me the Lay's. That's it. I just need the regular. I mean, I do like the lemon flavored ones and the
I
sour
agree.
cream.
There's certain products where I'm like, I don't want that fancy ass shit. I just want this.
Yeah,
I just want it plain. I want that.
I want the same old, same old.
Yeah, you don't need to go crazy with it. Like for like sushis, I mean, I'll eat all types of different types of sushi. But I prefer like fresh sushi. Like it doesn't need to have like all these crazy sauces or inventive things. Give me like a rainbow roll. Give me just fresh fish cut on a thing. I don't dip it in soy sauce.
No.
I had a waitress come to me and she was like, "Oh, you can dip your sushi in soy sauce." And I was like, "Yeah, I know.
You can
but
get the hell out of here.
I like the taste of the fish." And she said, "Oh, you're weird," and then walked
Whoa.
away. I was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, what the fuck? You're not supposed to judge me. Let me eat it like I
Yeah,
like it, you know?
that's the way I like it.
Yeah, I think there is some like sushi like rules or something where you don't actually dip it in soy sauce or something like that. I think that is a thing or something like that.
No, you are supposed to dip it, but you're not supposed to like smother it. You're supposed to like lightly tap it in. And let's talk like not rolls, but because rolls are a whole different fucking.
Oh yeah, I like sashimi.
But if
yeah.
you do like just like sushi, which is a slice of fish on a little tiny palm of rice, and usually they do it right, there's a little dab of wasabi between the rice ball and the sushi fish on top. And what you do is you take that and you don't dip the rice in soy sauce. You flip that upside down and you dip just the fish lightly in soy sauce. And that's like the real way you're supposed to eat it.
Well, most of that green stuff is not even technically wasabi.
No, it's like horseradish.
It's garlic and it's a mixture of something else too. Yeah,
I don't use wasabi or ginger. I think it's you're supposed to like clear your palate with it. But if it's like a legit restaurant that uses like some legit wasabi root and stuff.
Well, I always ask for fresh wasabi. You can get fresh wasabi from most places. They charge you extra, but I like that better because at least I'm kidding. Because actually, apparently, the wasabi plant is really hard to grow.
Yeah, and the problem is that most people don't like it, but they still have to put it there for some reason. It would be like, I don't know. Well, some people do like it. But
I watched a video. It needs to have flowing water or something like that for the plant to grow, and then it cannot have too much water or too little water. It has to be like the right amount of water flowing. So it's like really hard to grow, and there's no way they could grow it for like a whole enough for mass consumption. The amount of sushi that people are actually eating. So yeah, I watched a whole video on it, and I was like, oh yeah, of course that makes sense, dude. That's why the garlic hits your nostrils so hard. Garlic is strong.
It is, but garlic adds great flavor.
Oh, I love garlic, dude. I eat
Crystal
raw
takes
garlic.
like these minced garlic and some other things, mixes them up, and she'll make like chicken thighs, and she'll just throw all that garlic mixture in between the chicken and the skin before she starts baking it and searing it, and oh my god, it's so juicy.
Yeah, I like cooked
So
garlic,
juicy.
but I still
Dude,
eat raw garlic. When I eat dinner, I eat at least 4 to 5 raw cloves of garlic with my food.
All right, sir. I have 2 bottles here of liquor, and these were gifts from a friend's wedding over a year ago. Aged in plastic
To perfection.
Do you want mystery brown or mystery white?
Let's just flip it. If we got a coin or something.
No, but I can have Google do it. What do you want, heads or tails on this?
Tails.
Tails is the white one?
Okay.
Okay. Hey, Google, flip a coin.
Does it make a sound?
It's heads.
That's you, my friend.
Wait, I thought you're heads and I'm tails.
No, you were picking the one you wanted.
Oh, I thought we were just doing heads or tails and you were heads and I was tails.
So what does that mean?
Then you get heads and I get tails. Right?
I guess...
Or I guess you won, so you get to pick. I didn't win. So
I thought the bottles were heads or tails and you were flipping for which one you wanted.
well, the winner gets to choose. So you get to choose. You want that one or this one?
Brown liquid
Or clear liquid?
or clear liquid?
It's not supposed to be that hard.
It shouldn't be.
All
But
right, let's do
I
it.
think I'll do the clear liquid.
Or are we shotting it out of the bottle, or are you going to pour it into the shot
Whatever you
glass?
prefer. I think I'll probably pour mine because it gets through this neck of the little bottle and then you can't
It's going to be hard.
It's
to
gonna be
chug.
like gug 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 gug. I don't want that.
What the hell? I can't. Thank you, Jasmine and Selena. Right?
That's them. Do you need help, my friend?
Yeah, my fingers are not. Okay, there we go. It was slipping off of the top. Just the perfect shot.
Okay.
There you go.
Let's see.
Are these? Do they just buy them from a company that bottles them? Or?
No, I think they just bought empty bottles, made their own label, and threw it on there.
Think so?
Yeah, and then just kind of filled it with whatever.
Ooh, I think it's the spiced rum.
You think it's spiced rum?
I think it is.
Well, you tell me what you think, and I'll tell you what I think.
Yeah, I think it's the same one. Same feeling. Excuse me.
I don't think it was vodka, but it definitely wasn't tequila. So I'm thinking it might be white rum, like Bacardi or something.
That's possible.
Mm-hmm.
I was definitely spiced rum.
You think it was spiced rum?
It might have even been the same one.
I know they put labels on it, but they said some of the labels weren't right.
So you want to do the Borg? Should we do the Borg with the boys or what?
Oh my god. When do we do that?
I don't know. We should pick a day. Borg it up.
Shit.
That'd be crazy.
Dude, I don't drink a lot anymore.
I don't either. Not that much.
Like I do mostly smoking now.
Yeah.
I mean, I told you the other day, it was like,
I want to try it though.
I'm starting to think that I'm smoking too much. Because I'm smoking like every single fucking day.
That sounds like the right amount.
Where's... Oh, shit. And I left that pen outside.
You can go get it.
I think I might.
Yeah.
I'll be right back in like
Go
2
for it, man.
seconds. Don't even trip.
Don't even trip, dog. Go for it, yo. I got this. He's leaving. Now it's just me and you on the podcast, listening to my soothing sounds of my voice. Oh, he's back already. That was quick.
I told you it wasn't going to be that long, man. Let's smoke this thing. Because, yeah, like I was saying, I don't smoke. I smoke a lot more than I drink now. I feel like we used to drink so much between me and Crystal.
Yeah.
Like, we used to drink every weekend.
The height of my drinking was when I wasn't supposed to be drinking. Now that I think about it, like I drank way more before 21 than I did after 21. I mean, I had my days for sure, going to the bars and whatnot and buying liquor and stuff, but I distinctly remember drinking after football games and getting wasted. We'd win a football game, there'd be a party, I was invited, had to go, or I wanted to go, of course. I was already in. If you're on the varsity team, you're in. That's what I always tell people, because
in high school or something?
yeah, like I remember someone asking me like, "Oh, were you popular in high school?" And I was like, "No, I never felt popular." But then when I look back, I was like, "Oh yeah, actually, I did hang out with like everybody at parties because I was already invited automatically."
You see, I didn't know I didn't think I was popular in high school. I hung out with all theater nerds.
Yeah,
And I was popular, I guess, among my own people. But I didn't think I was popular amongst the school. Now, my junior year of school, I was on independent studies. So I only had to go to school like once a week. And that was just to turn in work and shit.
really? You only went once a week your senior year?
Yeah, senior year, once a week. And it wasn't even like, oh, I'm at the school all day. It was like 30 minutes, maybe an hour if I had to take tests.
I knew some guys that only did half days, and I remember thinking, oh, that would be so awesome. At the time, I was like, oh, I wish I could do that. But then I look back now, and I'm like, you know what? I'm glad I got to spend my last year there, because that was it. You're never going to do this ever again. Like, I'm never going to be part of the varsity team ever again. I'm never going to be hanging out in this weight room unless I'm a coach or something, which I'll never do. I'm never going to be back here unless, I have a son or something that's in sports. So I was like, I look back and I'm like, I'm glad I absorbed all of my my last time there, because it was fun. It was fun times.
You see, I graduated early. I graduated in December.
You're an overachiever, man.
Well, it's because when you're in independent studies, you can just finish your work quicker.
Yeah. So
you
like doing that?
Bound to well, it was easier too.
You thought it was easier?
It was way easier because you didn't have to work. Like, school always came easy to me.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
You never
I was
really
just
had
one of
to
those
study.
kids that never really had to study, which is probably like the worst thing.
It is.
Because like, I tend to always be like, yeah, I'll get that done. That's no problem. And then I'm like time crunched.
I did that a lot.
Like, it's still
too.
not. Things aren't too difficult to me in that realm, but it's like it's a time crunch now. Now I have to work extra hard to get it done on time and shit. So, but I finished school in December of the year, the school year that I was supposed to graduate, my senior year.
Yeah.
And so, but I didn't really feel the need to walk with my classmates, but my mom made me. She's like, you have to.
You didn't even want to walk with
I didn't want to walk.
Dude.
And see, my older brother, he didn't even finish high school.
That's what happens when you spend your last year just churning
I
assignments.
felt disconnected. You know, I
Yeah.
only went to the school to do theater,
You were totally disconnected.
and I was disconnected from it all. But I did end up going and walking. I got a gown, got a cap. I paid,
and you look back,
paid
and
for all that
you're
shit.
glad you did it, right?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I did so much in theater. I don't know if I told you this, but like, I varsitied in theater my freshman year. Like, you could do that in my
Yeah.
school. And I lettered my freshman year, and I was, by the time I was a junior, I had already lettered 4 years of theater.
Like until you just said that, I didn't even know you could varsity in theater. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I'll show you my jacket too. You know what? It's
What-
right there. Let me just grab it.
What do you have? Like, do you have like the? He has like the sad face, happy face, patch on his arm. Okay, you got the Jaramillo.
Yeah.
Did I say it correctly?
I got the hot meal. So one thing you could do.
Why
in
did
theater,
you have your jacket so readily available?
It's
That
just
was
sitting
so
in
fast.
the closet, bro.
Okay, so yeah,
All right,
you
so
do
I got
have
my patch with my 3 bars. So the patch is like 1 year,
yeah.
and then every bar. I have my year here, class of 2009.
Yeah.
The theater patch, because that's what
The
I
cry and laugh, right?
Now on this arm,
Oh, it's cry laugh every time.
so the cry and the laugh, it's drama and comedy, and then there's it's like an international club called the International Thespian Society,
Yeah.
and you join it by completing like 100 hours worth of theater stuff, and then
Is it just working on it, like set building and like, or is it just actual
set
plays?
building, participating in shows, being like a lead in a role. Pretty much like they you could do it in points or hours. So if you spend like X amount of hours in theater
Yeah.
or theater competitions, we go to universities and compete and stuff, or even just experiencing theater. So like going to a show
Yeah.
and like sitting through like a professional musical or
Did you? So
something
wait,
like that.
did you do musicals? Did you do dance and everything?
Yeah.
So you would be like gliding across. And
Sometimes
you would
It
sing the
depend.
song.
I usually didn't do a lot of the musicals, but I did some. Like we did Pirates of Penzance, and I was like a
pirate?
police officer.
Oh, police officer.
Yeah, I don't
Get
know if
back
you've
your
ever seen
kids.
it, but there's like a dance. The police officers are like comedic relief in that one.
Did you twirl your baton?
Yes, I think we did, and then I had to tap around in my tap shoes.
Oh, you did tap too? Did you
Yeah,
have to
it's kind
take?
of.
Did you have to take like a tap dance
No.
class? So you just winged
We
it.
rehearsed it. Like,
Yeah.
of course we there's choreography and you follow the choreography and shit. But the Thespian Society, so after you get like 600 hours equivalent of theater, then you become an honor thespian. Another 600, that's national honor
So
thespian.
1,200 is national.
Yes, and then another 600 from that, you're international honor thespian.
1,800 hours.
Yes, and then you could be voted
Galactic
best
honors?
thespian in your class.
Is there like a galactic thespian? Like you get like
I don't think it goes higher than that.
you
so,
get like 2,400.
This is my
hours.
patch for coming into the honor or the Thespian Society.
Slightly smaller than the next one.
The honor thespian,
Bigger.
the national honor thespian,
Same size but more colorful.
the international honor thespian,
Same design as the national.
and then the best thespian.
So you were voted best thespian. It doesn't have a year though.
No,
What-
it's my graduating year.
Oh, okay. So you would have to be a senior to get that.
Yes,
Okay.
it's only awarded to seniors.
Okay. So you voted, or was it just a teacher picked, or did everybody get in the class, or how did that work?
They voted 2,
Oh, so you were 1 out of 2.
1 out of 2 for my graduating class.
Ah, that's how
And
many
they did one man and 1 female.
So yeah, you were 100% of the men. You
Yeah.
beat all the guys out.
I mean, I wasn't 100% of the male population, but
How many dudes out of how many dudes?
in my graduating class,
Yeah.
shit,
How many thespians did you beat out for this? Were they jealous?
that were eligible because
Yeah.
you had to be that high. Like you had to be international.
Oh, so that does cut down the.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's why only seniors can really achieve it.
So what is it, like 1 out of 10 or something, or like 1 out of 15?
I think it was closer to 15. Yeah.
So those are small.
Well, no. By the
select
time you had, it was probably closer to like 10.
that actually had all the awards to get it.
10 of us total.
So 1 out of 10, that's not bad.
No.
What did the other guy? Was it close? Was it neck and neck? Like you didn't know if you were gonna get it because like
I don't think so.
Jonathan was like killing it or something.
No way, man. I
No,
almost
you
killed
were.
it.
Everybody just knew.
Bro. I have an entire bucket in that closet filled with different type of awards that were given to me because we would have award ceremonies at the school every year.
And you
for,
just
for
killed
all
it.
the productions. I always got a fucking award.
Every time they're like
Yes.
Steven, and then
Yes.
you just come up. You're like, yeah,
Uh-huh.
I just want to thank everybody.
I have awards in there from different competitions that we did too.
Yeah.
Like,
So you're just killing the game.
yeah, like we would go and compete against different high schools.
What? You
Yeah.
got theater offs?
Just like you would have like sporting events where you would like have
fuck?
playoffs and shit. We would do that. You would go to like
How do you theater
like
off?
Cal
though?
Poly Technical, Cal Poly Tech. They would
Yeah.
hold a theater competitions, and they would do like different. One of them that they did was a lot of theater competitions are for actors, right?
Yeah.
But they did one that was called the Tech Olympics, which is for the technical side of theater, and that includes
Build the
sound,
set?
lighting, set building, props,
Okay.
that kind of stuff, costuming. I was a costumer.
Oh, you did costume on the side too.
Yes, if I was not
shit.
on stage, I did whatever I could.
You were a seamstress.
So yeah, I was seamster.
I didn't know there was a version of that.
It was funny because like the costumers were mainly all women, and I was the first male costumer in the
Dude,
school.
what are you doing, man? Why are you doing all this stuff, dude?
Because like if I wasn't on stage, you network, right? So it's like if I can't be in this show, I'm gonna do something for this show.
Why?
Because you had to.
No.
So
oh,
look,
you mean it's because of the limited amount of people? Everybody kind of had.
there
to
was
do?
not a limit on people. Like people would audition for the show, and they're just like, "Sorry, but we have everyone we need. Better luck next time."
So some of those people would costume design or set build, right?
No, it was filled.
Oh, that was already filled.
Yes.
So you're holding 2 jobs when somebody else could have been doing it.
I don't know, they picked the best of the best.
Dude, what are you doing,
So,
man?
so for example, let's say there was a
okay.
show
Oh,
and
hold
I
on.
auditioned for it.
Real quick, you're the equivalent of playing both sides of football, like offense and defense. You were going both ways.
Yes,
that's
you
what
could.
we call it.
You could. You could do that. Like, so they would ask you. They would say, like, look, if you don't get the part because it's limited parts,
Yeah.
would you be willing to do something on the tech side? And if
Oh,
you
so
did,
they ask
do
you.
you have a preference? And this is what you fill out in your resume.
Yeah.
You had to create like a headshot and all that stuff. Like they took it real seriously in my school.
Yeah.
So
It sounds like it. Yeah.
yeah, so you would fill out your application to audition, and that was one of the questions. Like, are you willing to do this? Are you okay with because there was a cost to be in the show too. There was like fees and dues. Like I think it was like $35 or something to participate in the show, or like $50.
Yeah, I mean, I get that because all the supplies you
Yeah.
need and everything. Yeah.
you know, and then we sold tickets and
So you
all
make
that.
some money from
and we
that,
had
too.
concessions, and we would sell flowers, and kids would get flowers from their
How many
parents.
shows are you guys doing over the weekend?
It wasn't over the weekend. We would
Oh, during
do
the week?
God, 3 or 4 major shows a year.
A year.
And one of the reasons I
That's
had
it?
one of the reasons I had to be part of those were all school incorporated shows, like the big ones, where, and I'm saying this because there is a tier of class. So there's theater year 1, theater year 2, and then there's a third class that you have to audition for. And that is called production and performance.
Okay.
And you can only be in production and performance if you were already have taken theater 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But they made exceptions. If your audition was well enough,
Yeah.
then you would go. Like there was only like 10 to 15 people in this class.
Yeah.
It was very small. But one of the conditions of being in this class is that your grade was dependent on you participating in every single after school production. but we
Doing
also had
something.
class productions. So Theater 1 and 2 had class productions.
Yeah.
Production and Performance had class productions. And there was also other like club productions and stuff like that too. So if I was not on stage, I made sure I did something else.
Yeah.
So the first show I did costuming for was a show based off The Princess and the Pea called Once Upon a Mattress.
Hold on. Back up real quick though.
Mm-hmm.
So you're given options to pick something else other than do your parts, right?
Yes, you can pick preferences.
So what are the preference options?
So anything backstage, there's props, there's costuming, there's lighting, there's sound, there's
Set building.
set building.
Okay, that's 5.
Then there's like key components. Like you can actually
Is there a screenwriting?
no, because
Okay.
the script's already purchased and ready for you.
Okay, I guess that's already done.
But there's a director, student directors.
Oh, so you need directors. That's number 7.
Yes, there's student directors. There's stage managers.
Managers.
There's stage
the
hands.
people. Stage hand. What does a stage hand do?
They do like they're pretty much assistant to the stage manager. So like let's say
Assistant to the regional manager. Okay.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Like they manage different things around. There's also God, where was I? So
What about like ropes and stuff, like pulley systems? Who's
the
that?
stagehands would help with that stuff. Like
Okay.
as far as if it was the sets that needed to be
curtains.
on pulleys,
Okay.
the set team would handle it. But if it was like curtains, stagehands would do that.
How about the dudes that like push all the stuff on stage?
Those are the sets.
Set
Yes.
hands.
And then the props. Props would work closely with sets, but those are like the smaller things. You know, if an actor needs to like hold like a cup or something, like that's a prop, and that's like categorized. This is their prop. We need to make sure we put it on that table at this cue point.
So they get the stuff ready
Mm-hmm.
for.
There's a lot going on backstage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
So
So basically 9 options.
there's one other thing I'm missing here, and I just keep glancing.
Or is
There's
that
a front of house. So they would be charge of like make sure
Tickets?
that the ticket sales,
Okay.
concession stands,
People sign up for
ushers.
that? Ushers? Is that separate from what you just said?
Yeah, the ushers were usually volunteers.
Okay.
So people would volunteer, or they would also be part of front of house.
Is there a cleanup crew?
Pretty
much everybody.
That was pretty much front of house and ushers. They would take care of the lobby and the seating areas.
Okay.
And then depending on the show, sometimes you'd have Foleys. Do you know what a Foley is?
Fuck is a Foley?
Foleys, they make sound effects out of real items. So we did a darker version of like a Christmas Carol, and so we needed lightning. So you would have a Foley with a big aluminum sheet going like, and it would create like thunder.
I was thinking of the horse.
Yes, like a horse with coconuts. Those are Foleys.
Yeah.
So normally sound would take care of those effects, but in certain shows,
you have
we
music
would do
too?
Foleys. Yeah, but that's sound department.
Oh, so that's just
Yeah,
encompassed into sound.
I've worked sound. I've worked technical manager, who's in charge of sound and lighting.
Yeah, because they have to cue the lighting, right?
Yes,
be
you have to
different-
program the lighting. You have to program the sound. There's a sound patch console. Like I rewired the entire school's like sound system because
Why?
because no one knew how to use it.
Why did you know how to use it though?
Because I taught myself because no one knew how to fucking use it.
So did you just start looking up manuals or reading like books, or what did you do to figure this out?
I just fucking played with shit. There's like a patch console, and I labeled every single one by just plugging them in, going to certain spots on the stage with like a speaker in hand and plugging it in and seeing if anything played. No. Anything play here? No.
Oh,
Anything play here?
man.
No. This doesn't exist on the stage. And then I learned, wait a minute. They've patched not only video, but audio into 3 classrooms that are connected to the stage. The band room, the choir room, and the theater room,
How'd you
which is
figure
also
that
known as a
out?
green room. Because I noticed it in the theater room, and I was like, well, it's not here. Let me just walk into the other rooms from the stage.
And you just started walking around.
And I start plugging it in. I'm like, oh, shit, this is a thing. So then what I started doing was like, look, if we're going to record the show and sell the tapes of the show to
Yeah.
like parents and shit, then I can actually live feed what's going from that camcorder into the classrooms. I could
Yeah.
patch them in. So now we were able not only to listen to what was going on stage in the green room in the classroom, but we were also able to see it live,
Oh,
which was like a fucking game changer for people. And they're like, "What? You can do that?" And I was like, "Yeah, because it's already wired. You just have to know which ones to plug in."
Who did this and didn't label anything?
So the school was originally built as a charter school in like 2005, 2001 or something. Yeah, 2001.
Oh, it was a whole different regime.
Yes, it was a charter school, and the theater was supposed to be big. Like, it was huge.
Yeah.
And they even had an entire room for set building that was like 2 stories tall, but
what the
it
fuck?
didn't have a second story, like, so that you can put large tents or sets in there.
Yeah,
And it
a
had like
dragon or
rolling
something.
garage doors that were the same height, so you can roll things in and out straight to the stage. The stage was a dual stage, so it had the front of house stage, and then it had a back outdoor stage that led into like the table area where people would eat at lunch and shit. So we could host like, and we've done dinner shows there. So we could do an entire production backwards, pretty much. If you're looking at the stage, it has 2 what's called aprons, which is that front round part of the stage in front of the curtains.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the parents in the area complained that this brand new school was going to be a charter school. And so they petitioned the local government to adopt the school into the school district. And so it became a public school.
So do those people that built it got fucked?
No, because they still use the same contractors. But they changed shit.
No, but I'm saying not the people that built it, but I'm saying the people that were planning on it being a charter. Like there was probably a whole...
I think the city or something was going to sell it as a charter.
Oh, so they started it then?
Yeah.
So they built that shit, but then they didn't label nothing?
So, because all of that stuff was already purchased, so they had to follow closely to the blueprints. They can make like certain changes, but like since all of that stuff was already supposed to be there, it got there.
How did you find out about all this history?
The teacher.
Oh, they told you?
Yeah. Like by the time I went to school, it had only been open for like 10 years.
So
by the
you
time I
knew when it popped
graduated.
up? You were in the area already? Or
Well, I lived in the area, so I went to that school. Like I had a choice between 2 schools.
Oh, you had a choice.
Yes.
So you went to like the local elementaries or whatever, and then
The local junior
did
high.
you see it popping up? You're like, hey, this is a new school.
No.
No, you never knew it was there?
No, my brother went there, so I was going there. It's because I fell within the district line, but I was so close to another school as well that if I wanted to, I could have just apply at the other,
Yeah, high school.
yeah, the other high school in the town.
You never thought that was an option because your brother already went
I thought
there.
about it.
Oh, you did?
I did because I had a friend that was going there for acting. Like they
And they thought it was
supposedly had
better?
a good program, and I meant to like decide not to go to this school, but I ended up just going to it.
Wait, but why did you start acting in the first place? Why was that even?
I started acting in 3rd grade, bro.
All right, yeah, you
I
never
caught the
told me
bug.
any of this.
My first role was flower number 5, and I killed it.
So this was a school play, and you're like, I think this
It wasn't
is
even a
what...
school play; it was a class play.
Okay, so the class,
Like parents would come to the classroom and watch us perform in front of the classroom.
and you were a sunflower.
I was flower number 5. I had like 1 line.
What did you say? Do you
I
remember?
don't know. It was fucking 3rd grade.
What do you think it
But
was?
I fell in love with acting then, and then the next
So
time they did something, they gave me like
So
a
the
bigger
energy,
role.
the energy you got from that, you're like, yeah, I can.
Yes,
This is it.
yes,
This is what I'm doing.
that's what I know I can do. I do it well.
So
I'm
you
great
just
at it.
naturally were like, yeah,
Right.
give me the microphone.
Yes.
I'm gonna kill this.
Exactly. And
That's
so
interesting.
I did it in junior high. Moved on to high school.
So
and did it.
wait, hold on, back up. So
Mm-hmm.
you guys did one play, and then you guys did another play in the same grade, or not until next grade? you
For
did
high school.
No, I'm talking about 3rd grade.
3rd grade, we
You
did 2.
you
We did 2 in 3rd
You did
grade.
one, and then you're like, yeah, and then so the
Yes.
next one came up, and did you go
I
for
had
the lead?
They just gave it to me. The teacher didn't have us audition. She assigned it to us.
And why did
Because
she
it was a
pick you?
class thing. Because I was the fucking best, bro. You picked the GOAT.
But why were you the best? You just
Because I was just naturally good.
you just like you would read the lines and just blurt it out like you
Looking
had it.
back at it and talking with like my mom about it, I always loved to play make believe as a kid.
So you would invent these little like
I would invent storylines and
Stories.
characters, and I would
Dude,
play like stuff like that.
Why
all
aren't
the time.
you doing this right now? What are you doing?
That's a whole fucking other story.
No, you
we
need
don't even have time for.
you need to go back to the roots, man. This is because I feel like the purest time is when you're a kid. You know what you're gonna do.
Well, that's why I built the recording studio. And I've gone in there a couple times.
But no, but not
like,
even
do
just
voice
that.
acting and
Because
stuff.
you have, like you said, you would come up with these like ideas, these adventures, right? I have the same kind of mind. I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about.
And I always enjoyed watching like stuff like Rugrats was my favorite show as a kid. And one of the things is that those kids, they have like imagination. They see they'll be,
Yeah.
walking down a basement, but to them it's like a fucking cave, and
You
there's
like
a pile
that.
of mattresses that are pillows that are falling in the basement, and to them it's like rocks and shit. So you see it from their eyes if you've never seen Rugrats. But that's the kind of like imagination I loved. I loved playing with that. I would have my fucking action figures, and there would be whole like storylines and shit that they would do. But I like got into it. So in third grade, when they were like, "This is class play, you're gonna play this," I'm like, "Wait, this is a thing we get to do? Like we get to play make believe in front of people? Yeah, fuck yeah, I want to play make believe."
Yeah.
So yeah, and then by the time like they gave me the lead, I was concerned because I was like, "That's a lot of lines." And I remember being in third grade telling a teacher like, "I'm supposed to stand at this podium. Maybe I could just have the script there." She's like, "Nope." I was like, "But I don't know if I can remember all these."
What did she say?
She said, you will."
She said, "Get your shit together, Steve."
And sure enough, I did.
Yeah.
I did. And I remembered
It's
everything.
that pressure, dude.
And there was probably like fucking 10 lines because it's third fucking grade. But the point is, I remembered it, and I was very fucking proud of myself. I remember feeling proud of myself and knowing that's something I could do. The next time I had an opportunity was a talent show in 6th grade.
Well, pressure makes diamonds, dude.
Mm-hmm.
They put the pressure on you, and you're like, "I got to rise to the occasion, buddy." You know, you were feeling it.
And then it was junior high school. That's
But
when I started
remember,
dominating.
Just to go back real quick. I remember being like that too. Like I would read books and I would just like picture it. I'm like, whoa, I feel like I'm
Yes.
there right now in the forest, looking
I would
for...
see things on TV, and I'd be like, that's what I want to do. I want to play Power Rangers. We had Power Ranger costumes. I was like, this is the storyline. This is what we're going to do. And all my siblings were dressed in their Power Rangers. This is the monster we're fighting. Like, there's like a romance scene in there,
I would have my Ninja Turtles and I'd be like, all right, dude, and you got to save this dude. And like, and then they would come on, the bad guys would come
Exactly.
in, and then like I would have my Ninja Turtle.
Dude, I
like,
still do that. That fucking X-Wing Lego shit, the moment I finished building it, I was flying it around the house. I was like, pew, and I shoot the little missile like pew pew, and then I'd do little dodges, and I'd have it go through the railings and the stairs like all sideways and shit, like it wasn't gonna make it.
yeah,
Fuck yeah, man. I love playing with fucking shit.
that's what I'm saying, dude.
When
like,
I have kids, that's like gonna be my favorite part. Is gonna be playtime. I'm gonna be like, hell yeah, look, we're gonna play with this. Oh, okay, that's not the way I do it, but fuck it, let's do it that way.
yeah, because you want to explore what they're thinking.
Yeah.
And it is interesting to see from their point of view, like, oh, I see how you see the world. And I remember seeing the world like that. Like, I used to see the world like that. I get it. Sometimes that can sometimes that could recenter you. That could be like, you know what, man? You know what? I remember this. I remember going through that. Like when you're trying to help them through certain things. So that's why I say, like, dude, this is like the most natural thing that you do. Why wouldn't you do more of the thing that doesn't even
Right?
feel like work, right? If you had to
Look,
to do a
man,
play right now,
there's a whole fucking story for it. And recently I did tell Crystal. I said,
no,
you know
you
what?
still can. That's
no,
what
no,
I'm
no,
saying.
no. And
Yeah.
I want to say this very specific thing. Like, I could talk about all the different reasons how my life ended up where I'm at right now.
It happens.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't.
The
Really.
point is it still on? Good.
I don't know. Take a big one, dude. You need a big one.
I'm gonna cough like fucking crazy.
It's okay, dude. You are like on 100 miles an hour, dude. Right now, this is like, I have talked about something.
It's all the fucking rum in me.
No, it's not just the rum though. This is like, I talked about a subject and your brain
It's passion.
went into a whole nother level. You've never been more talkative about any subject that we've ever talked about until I started talking about acting. You literally ran out of the room to go get your Letterman jacket to show me. Like, dude, it wasn't even a question. You were like, do you want me to get it? And I didn't even answer. You just,
I'm gonna get it.
oh, it's right there.
It's right there.
That's what you told me right now.
I want to say this one thing though. Maybe this will help me stay true to what I've agreed to. But I did tell Crystal recently. I was high, but I think I really meant it. I told her, I was like, you know what? I've not given myself time to like get into that recording booth and find projects to audition for and stuff. And I feel like it's been so long since I've done that. With the wedding, with work, with just this podcast, life in fucking general. It's hard.
Does it feel cool or does it feel better to be talking on a microphone? Doesn't that feel...
Yeah, I like it.
Doesn't it bring you back to more of a creative side?
I feel that I have needed a push to do things.
Yeah.
I need to hold myself accountable. Like I start to get scared that maybe I can't do this anymore.
You just got to remember, dude, it's like riding a bike, man.
Exactly. So I told Crystal, I said, what I want to do is
I'm Steven from 3rd grade fucking Flower.
Yes. Number 5, bitch.
That kid was a fucking killer. You're like, you know? Like, dude, that was a stone cold killer, dude. His teacher gave him lines, and he was like, fuck that, I'm doing it. And then he did it and killed it. And then they were like, hey, Steven, you want to be the lead? You're like, duh. I was waiting for you to ask, duh. Dude, think about like the guts to do all that.
You're totally fucking right. And that's what I told myself is after this wedding's done,
you got to go back.
What I'm having Crystal do is she's going to pick a monologue for me to do, and I'm going to perform it for her every week.
Dude, that's perfect, dude.
Every week. I'm going to do that because I feel like I need not only
it'll be fun
to have that structured responsibility, but I feel like I need to do something to, you know, I mean, if you used to play basketball in college,
it's fun.
High school, and you stop,
and then you start playing again.
You need to do the warm up. You need to get in there. Some things are going to be rusty, and I don't want to be too rusty. You know?
Yeah.
Fucking
no, do it.
Acting. I've always told myself
it's a
this
muscle.
As like an excuse, but for every moment in my life that is taking me farther away from passion, I told myself, acting is something I can do at any age.
It is, but it's also it's an art.
It is an art,
and you can get better,
and I can get better. And I probably got worse, but I can try to figure that out.
You can get back to your level.
Yes,
and then from there, that's when you'll improve. And then with time and with maturity and life events, if you think about, you can channel things more now. Being through so many things in your life, you can pull,
and that's totally true.
You can pull from
there's way too much fucking content to discuss here, but
why are you thinking about that?
I'm thinking about that because
how much time?
We're at an hour and 12 minutes.
That's good. We can get into part 2.
We could do a part 2 of this.
Yeah,
we can go through an entire. Well, I'll just tell my whole fucking story.
You can, dude.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
So, this has been Digital Cortex.
I like that.
My name is Steven. That's Random Styles. We hope you have a good night. Tune in next week. Part 2, bitches.
Later.